What if I told you that you're way stronger than you think, and after watching this video your planche progress is literally going to blow up if you fix this one thing? So the biggest mistake I see a lot of people make when it comes to training the planche is to think too much about the planche. And I know that it sounds strange, but the issue is that people are focusing too much on the activations during the planche, like shoulder depression, protraction, squeezing the core inside, squeezing the lower back, squeezing your legs. Like, they're focusing too much on the actual hold, but they don't think about how they're entering the planche, how they're entering the progression, like how they get into the actual position. And it doesn't matter if you're training tuck planche, advanced tuck planche, straddle planche, full planche, like it applies for every single progression. Like the way you enter the actual skill, the actual progression is literally half of the job. Because yes, you might know that this is the proper form of the planche, for example, but if you're going to enter the advanced tuck like that, you're not going to be able to activate everything properly in the actual hold. So it's very important how you're going to enter the position, not just how you're going to hold the actual position. And I'm going to give you an example with one of my clients. His name is Ivo. We started working like 8 weeks ago, and his biggest goal is to learn the planche. So before starting working together, he has been practicing the planche for 2 years, like literally 2 years, and he was stuck on advanced tuck planche, like 6-7 seconds, which is awful, awful progress for 2 years, to be honest. And of course we had, like, we fixed a lot of things, but one of the main things why he was stuck on this progression for such a long time is because he didn't enter the advanced tuck properly. So now, after 8 weeks, he's holding a bad form straddle planche for 5 to 6 seconds. I'm probably going to put a video here. Like, it's crazy to go from advanced tuck to straddle planche. Yes, not the perfect form, but we are going to get there. But like for 8 weeks. And before that, he was stuck on advanced tuck for 2 years. So this is, a crazy progress in his case. And as I said, one of the main mistakes that we had to fix was how he's entering the advanced tuck. Today I'm going to show you how to enter every single progression of the planche properly, so that you can be as efficient as possible and to actually use the strength that you have better. Because a lot of you're stuck not because you're not strong enough, but because you don't use the strength that you already have. And before going into the progressions, I just want to show you something cool that is going to help you with your planche progress. So just listen to this video, it's literally like 30 seconds. I went from tuck to full planche in less than a year, and I made such a crazy progress because I trained hard but also smart. And most people skip the second part, and this is why they are staying stuck on the same progression for months, sometimes even years. They think that just training hard and always pushing to failure every single workout is going to make them progress, but it doesn't work like that. And this is why I created my free planche guide, where I explain you the proper technique of every single progression and planche exercise, and also you're going to get a training program that you can follow step by step. So if you want to get the guide, once again it's completely free, just DM me the word progress on Instagram. I will leave the link in the description and I will send it to you. Okay, so the first progression that we're going to discuss is going to be the planche lean, and how to enter the planche lean as efficient as possible. So first of all, obviously you want to put your hands on the parallels. Okay, this is the first thing. You want to make sure that you have a good grip. You're locking your elbows. This is like the second step. So elbows, wrists. You get into a pike position. Make sure that your legs are not too far away from the parallels. Like, don't enter it like that. Make sure that they're closer to the parallels. And after that, from this pike position, you're leaning. You're focusing on having the protraction at the top, depressing your shoulders, squeezing the core inside, leaning more forward while keeping all the activations properly. And you hold it. Some people are entering the planche lean like that, like awful form, and from here trying to fix the form. But this is wrong, and it's very hard to do if you don't know, like if you're just in the beginning of your planche journey. So you wanna enter the planche lean straight away with the proper activations. Second progression, planche tuck. And basically here everything is pretty much the same. You wanna enter the planche tuck as efficient as possible without wasting any strength. So a mistake that a lot of people once again are doing is they're kinda getting into a planche lean like that and entering the tuck like that. And this is obviously not the right way, because you're going to waste a lot of strength, like from sliding your feet to getting into the tuck planche, and you know, you're just not going to be able to hold it for so long, because you wanna enter the position with as little force as possible. So the best way to do it, once again, grab the parallels, make sure that your elbows are locked, super important. You don't wanna enter it like that and then lock them. Like, make sure that they're locked from the beginning. This applies to every single progression, okay? So from here, you come down, you have protraction, you have shoulder depression, squeezing the core inside, and just lifting your feet. That's all. Third progression, planche 70 degrees tuck. Literally, everything is the same. You're jumping straight away into the position, but you have a little bit more angle between your hips and your core. So instead of being like in a tuck position, you're going to be here. So you want to basically jump into it, but in a controlled way. So like that, leaning and lifting the feet. That's all. Fourth progression, advanced tuck, and this is where it's going to be a little bit more hard. You know, this is the first progression, I would say, that is a little bit more challenging for most people. And you want to be super efficient here, okay? You don't want to get into a tuck planche and then leaning into advance. You're going to waste a lot of strength, you're going to be tired, and you're not going to be able to hold it for long. So you want to basically, again, jump straight into it, make sure that you're locking the elbows, you're grabbing the parallels hard, pointing your biceps on 45 degrees forward, and you want to jump slowly into it. So take a look at my legs and notice when I'm going to lift them, okay? I'm literally going to lift them just at the end so that I can be as efficient as possible. I make sure first that I have protraction, depression, squeezed core, leaning forward, and only then I'm lifting the legs. So and in this way I'm super efficient, like I'm not wasting any strength before the actual hold, and I'm entering the hold with the right activations, and I can actually hold it comfortably. Okay, next progression, I think it's fifth one, maybe. It's going to be a super advanced tuck or a piked straddle planche. You can kind of choose which one is going to feel more comfortable for you. In terms of intensity, they're pretty much the same. You know, for some people, super advanced tuck is better. For some people, piked straddle planche feels more comfortable. So basically, the super advanced tuck is going to look like that. Just a little bit more angle, you know, in the hips, and you're entering it literally in the same way as you do with the advanced tuck. It's the same. But when it comes to the pike straddle planche, it's a little bit different. So it's kind of like leaning and lifting your legs just at the end. So pike straddle planche is going to look like that. You want to spread your legs as much as you can, and once again, leaning, making sure that you have proper activations, shoulder depression, protraction, squeeze core inside, and yes, your body is not going to be horizontal, your hips are going to be bended a little bit like that. If you're going to do it on low parallels, if you're going to do it on high parallels, it's going to be more comfortable. But basically you want to lean and just lift your legs at the end. So you lean, and lifting the legs. Progression 6, I think so. is going to be the straddle planche. You know, this is a goal that a lot of people have, and you know, it's kind of like even a separate skill. Like obviously full planche is the goal, but straddle planche, it looks like already as a complete skill. You know, a lot of people are actually aiming for that. So for the straddle planche, we have a couple of options, more options. It's a little bit more interesting, and let's start with my favorite one. So my favorite one is literally just jumping straight into it because you're wasting less strength. So the way I enter the straddle planche most of the time is just spreading my legs like that. Once again, making sure that the upper body has the right activations, locking the elbows, and literally just leaning and then extending my legs. So it's going to look like that. And in this way I'm super efficient because it's easier to, like, I'm not wasting any strength to get into the actual position, you know? This is one way. Another way that you can do it is, if you're very good at handstands, you can just go from handstand to straddle planche. But if you don't have good coordination, I don't recommend that because it's hard to have a good technique after doing a planche negative, basically. So wouldn't really recommend that. You can try it. If you feel good, perfect. If you don't, you know, just forget about it. It's going to look like that. From handstand, going down. But it's hard to keep the activations if you're struggling with coordination. Another way that you can enter the straddle planche is literally just from leaning forward. So the same way as you do with the pike straddle planche, but you need to lean more forward in order to be able to lift your legs, and it's going to look like that. I don't really like it because you're wasting strength in the lean. Like, you're leaning for 2 seconds and you're already engaging your shoulders, you're already, you know, pushing, and you're kind of wasting strength. And you know, if strength is the thing that you're struggling with the most, it's not going to be the best way for you. But if you're struggling with, for example, understanding how far you have to lean, but you don't have a problem with strength, this might be a good option for you. And finally we have the full planche, and although I have some pain in my wrists, I will still try to show you how to do it properly. So my 2 favorite ways of entering the full planche is, first of all, basically kind of like in the straddle planche, jumping straight into it, but obviously instead of spreading the legs, you're just going to put them backwards. So you're going to put your hands, make sure that you're locking the elbows, the activations are proper, and, you know, slowly leaning forward and lifting your legs at the end. So like that, and going into the full planche. But for some people it might not be the best way because it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to feel where are your legs, you know, in the space, like are you engaging your core properly and so on. And another way to enter the full planche, you know, more efficiently is to kind of lean forward only with one of your legs. So one is bended and the other one is like, you know, straight. And you're just, when you feel that you're leaning enough and you can lift the bended leg, this is when you go into the full planche. So it's going to look like that. And I think that this is more comfortable way to do it. At least I like it the most. So basically that was it for the video today. Now you know how to enter every single progression, and also why you should be focusing on your entry and not only on the actual hold. And if you feel like you need some extra help for unlocking your dream skills, building your dream physique, or any other calisthenics goals that you have, you can apply for my one-on-one coaching. The link is going to be in the description. It's just a simple application, you can fill it out. I'm going to reach out to you and we are going to see if we are a good fit for each other. So I hope that you learned something new, expect redemption as always, and see you in the next one.